What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more AFK Arena news for November 21st, 2020. So, there has been the 6th Q&A session with the developers. We have about 4 or 5 questions from the community that have answers from the developers. So, we're going to go over them here. We're going to post them up here. So, in case you don't want to listen to my boringness, you can check it out in the video too. But let's jump into it. First off, from developer number V5, I mean, the name sounds like V5. The question was, our experience with the Overlord theme Abyssal Expedition has been pretty poor. Will there be any changes coming to the official seasons? Because if you guys didn't know, this season was basically paired up with the promotion for Overlord. It was not planned as part of the normal cycle of expeditions, so that is something to note, such as changes to uneven resource distribution, mage team difficulties during the early stages, and the high teamwork requirements of this new map. Very good question. It's actually a lot of things I had issues with, and I'm kind of turning this into my Abyssal Expedition video to kind of talk about how it's like as a new player. As a new player, especially if you're one of the weaker weaker players in your guild, it's a very frustrating experience because you're always behind. Everybody's taking all the good spots. Granted, if you have a good guild and you have good communication, whether in-game or on Discord, it can be great because they can help you take bases that you're just underpowered for. But man, oh man, does the expedition not explain a single thing about what you should be doing. And luckily, I was in a good guild, Cloud, of course, that a lot of people were willing to teach and help us out. But for a lot of people who are just joining random expeditions, I can't imagine this has been a very good experience for them. So let's get into the answer. First of all, huge thanks to everyone for the feedback we received after the beta launch of the map. With the online data and the various player feedback we received, we analyzed some core sticking points and plan to optimize the following 3 aspects in the next official season. So, number 1, map changes and optimization, making the space between gate defenders not as long and winding. Also, the resource distribution will be adjusted, making it more reasonable. So that's really good to hear. It was a really long path to get to the gate on this one. This definitely was something I have noticed. Improving cooperation and coordination in the expeditions by adding an initial starting point function that lets players decide which side they start on. Thank you. Thank you. That is amazing. Why? Because I have all mages on my account. You guys seen it. If you have not, go check out my expedition videos. We are like loaded on mages, but we have no rangers or warriors. And we got stuck on the ranger warrior side, and it felt so bad to be punished when I wanted to be on the mage side. I could have done so much better in the boss fights and such, but hey, it is what it is. Thankfully, they're adding it so that you can kind of pick if there are multiple sides. We get to pick which one in the future. And of course, number 3, continuing to closely watch for class balance issues, ensuring players that prefer different classes are able to have positive and varied city siege and cultivation experiences. That is huge because, again, I love the mage heroes in this game. I'm not a fan of the rangers, even though I know if I was smart and wasn't doing berry things, rangers would be the ones I'm building. But I just love the mages in the game. They're so much fun, absolutely amazing. So that's really good to hear about the Abyssal Expedition. Moving on to question number 2. When will the skin and frame of Esperian Idol's event winner Taline be released? So Su Mu has replied with, due to long production times, this skin is currently projected for release around February 2021, although the exact date will be announced in game. The avatar frame and Taline skin will both be released simultaneously. That is cool. I can't wait to see that one. Honestly, it should be a really cool one. Next question. Oh man, that's an interesting name. Kashi? I'm gonna go with Kashi is the developer name. When I challenge a boss in the Twisted Realm, sometimes I'll be using the same lineup as another player and my heroes have a higher level than theirs, but my total damage, however, is still less than yours. What is happening? That's something I've noticed as a new player. I'll have the exact same lineup with actually more powerful heroes, and across 5 fights, the damage varies significantly. And when I say significantly, I can be double the damage on one attempt and half on the next one. It's absolutely crazy. Currently we've noticed that when challenging a boss, this one, he's kind of the big main cause. I notice his minions, if they it's really interesting because if you watch the fights, if they die just a little too early and don't get heals, it can be a huge difference, because especially with me, I always have Taline with him. When she uses her active, sometimes it's just not fast enough to keep all the little minions alive, but that is one of the biggest fluctuations I've seen in the Twisted Realm with the bosses. This is due to his skills. When he fights a boss, he can steal their attack power with his demonic assault, greatly increasing his damage output. This fluctuations can be influenced by various factors: the status of the boss when the attack lands, whether or not the skill is deflected by Ice Chimera's Blizzard, or whether or not the skill is interrupted when executed. There's a lot of factors, it seems like. Additionally, these factors aren't easy for players to manage or control. Usually we have zero control over that, presenting the player with potential negative experience. So we have plans to optimize the demonic assault ability in the future. That is really good to hear, that it's going to get some changes. I mean the minions too, that's a big deal. But we predict that once optimization is complete, although the ability's advantages will still be present when fighting against bosses, the factors that are causing the random damage fluctuations will be better controlled, so it won't be all over the place, ensuring the best usage. So that is really good to hear. I'm glad to see that, because I'm usually using my mercenaries when I do this, because I don't have one, so it's a big issue. So Lucretia is so weak. Will you make her stronger is the next question. According to player feedback and our data analysis, she hasn't met the expectations since being released. In the near future, we aim to optimize her abilities, allowing her to maintain her current orientation while resolving some of her problematic skill mechanisms. That is something I've noticed with AFK Arena, is they're usually pretty quick to adjust heroes if necessary, but it's always in a buffing manner. I don't think I've really seen much nerfing, which I think is good, because I think nerfing in an idle game is horrible, because you invest so much time, sometimes money, into a hero just to have them nerfed. It doesn't feel good. Usually it's better to buff other heroes up to par with the new power creep, because in any AFK game, you will always have power creep. There's no way to avoid it. You have to launch new exciting heroes that are more powerful. It's just how it is. But going back and also tweaking older heroes to keep them a little bit in line would be nice as well. And the last one, back to the Abyssal Expedition. The Abyssal Expedition is running every single month. There's too much pressure on me. Yes, I know a lot of people, even in other idle games I play, because I play a lot of them now, people are complaining that either there's not enough to do or there's too much to do, because at the end of the day, these are AFK games, and a good majority of players only play these to play 15 to 30 minutes a day maybe. Adding in something with Abyssal Expedition where you have to constantly be babysitting it, otherwise you'll lose progress, is a big deal in my opinion. So Hong Chen said the current Overlord themed Abyssal Expedition has been put together by us in partnership with the IP owner for a special character crossover event. Due to copyright restrictions, the official season shall end before December 31st. Considering how much importance is placed on the Abyssal Expedition by players, we have temporarily added the beta season that has no leaderboard during the month of November. Once the official ranked season ends in December, we'll revert to a original routine of opening every 2 to 3 months. So what that means is, as this one is closing this week, December is going to have an Abyssal Expedition as well. So there's no break. Yes, for the people who don't want to manage and maintain it, you're going to have to do it for another month, because December looks like it's going to have a season as well. But then after that, you got till February, March. There's going to be a break most likely until the next one. And it sounds like they want to keep a 2 to 3 month cycle on it, which is not bad. Once the time rolls around, we'll be pushing the boat out to design and produce even more new features, but at this point we will focus on rectifying any defects exposed by this beta season as mentioned above. So it does look like, as the beta tag shows, there is a lot of work in progress for AFK Arena's Abyssal Expeditions. It's really nice to see this much feedback from developers as well. It kind of instills a bit of confidence in you, so hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully I know a lot of people wanted to hear my experience on Abyssal Expedition. Maybe I'll do a separate video, but I feel like I kind of addressed a lot of them here. The biggest thing is for newer players, it's like getting thrown into a tornado, not knowing which way is up, where to go, what to do. Luckily, there's some awesome guys out there. Linker, Vulcan, a bunch of people in the community make some awesome stuff. But as far as actual in-game explanations, there's next to none, and I hope they fix that. So let me know what you guys think about this Q&A. Are you enjoying Abyssal Expedition? Make sure you leave a comment down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to our next sub goal. Make sure you enter that $100 giveaway, and I'll see you guys next time.
How careless we could be.